Hey YouTube, this is Ian from Big Rock ADV, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the break-in service on your brand new KTM 2020 EXC. Whether it's a 350 or 500, it should be the same. Now this is going to be similar to what the older bikes are, but just keep in mind this is really for the 2020, but if you have an older KTM, it's basically going to be the same procedure. So I honestly have not ridden this bike yet. This is my first time riding it. I just got it home. I did my unboxing video, which I hope you guys will watch. I'll link that below. I did a complete tour of the bike, talked about some of the new features of the 20s and some of the unique things about the 6 days. Because yes, this is a 6 days. So let's start this thing up and go for a ride. Okay, so we're taking a look at the service schedule, which is on page 48 of the owner's manual. So just real quickly, the things they want you to do at this, actually they say 31-mile service. I was wrong in my old video where I said 48 miles. They actually want you to do this all 30 miles, a break-in service. The main things are going to be, checking the valve clearances and changing the oil, but they have other good reminders on here. You should check your electrical system, you should check your tire pressure, make sure your rims are okay, chain tension, the basic stuff. We're not going to go through all that. Check steering head bearings, play, that's easy to do. Check the hoses. Yeah, I have hoses, that's good. Check tires, I have tires, okay, we're good there. Check the throttle cables are not damaged, well, they're fine. So what you'll need to do for the oil change, or this is the parts you're going to need for the oil change, a couple things of oil. You want to use 10W50, I use full synthetic, but you can argue on the internet all day about oil if you want to. A couple rags here. These are helpful for getting, well, they fall apart, number one, I guess I don't have these on right, but these are helpful for getting the oil filter out, and you'll see what I mean when we get to the video. Circlip pliers, I don't have the attachment on. You'll need a 8mm socket on an extension. These are the skid plate bolts and some of the oil filters and things like that. You'll need this is a 13mm socket on a small extension, oil filter, and a new crush washer. I mean, I usually reuse crush washers, but I had a new one for this, so that's fine. Service manual, you need an oil drain pan, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and get started. So we've got our tools. I put down some cardboard in case I leak oil everywhere, which I do because I'm clumsy. But we've got everything ready. What we want to do is warm the bike up a little bit, get the oil circulating, get the particulates mixed in so that when we drain it, it's warm and you've got a good oil clean out coming out your engine. So we'll go ahead and warm this up and then we'll get started. Okay, so I've had lunch, got some coffee, Starbucks of course, because there's no other option. And if you have a skid plate on your bike, that's the first thing you're going to want to do. So I'm going to pull the skid plate off and then we'll start draining the oil. By the way, a lot of fasteners on KTMs take these 8mm sockets, or you can use a Torx bit of the right size. Okay, so skid plate off. Now let's go drain the oil. Okay, so the next thing is going to be draining the oil. Now this next step will be removing some oil drain plugs and some of the oil screens and things like that. Doesn't really matter, I don't think, what order you do this in, but I'm going to go ahead and just go by the book here. So KTM wants you to remove the drain bolt first, which is this bolt right here. And of course I have the wrong socket, so I'll go get the right one, but these are 13mm here. So we'll go ahead and pull this off. Watch your knuckles. Ow. Now be careful to catch this. Don't let it drop in the oil pan, but I usually do. Of course, and I didn't have the oil pan position right. I never change oil without making a huge mess, you know. Of course, I managed to miss the cardboard as well. So, you know, whatever I do, it doesn't matter. I'm always going to get oil on the driveway. Thank goodness I have a pressure washer. Okay, so this is the drain plug. You can see they have a magnetic thing on the end which catches little bits of metal. So you can see here, not too much. Little bit of grime, little bit of metal shavings, but not very much. It is important to do the break-in oil change this early. I do it on, oops, had oil on my glove. That's great, now I got oil on my face. I do this on every motorcycle, not just the KTM. The KTM is more stringent about their requirements, but anytime I buy a new bike, I do an oil change of like no more than 100 miles. But you know, maybe you don't need to on street bikes, but I do it anyway. But anyway, so that's the drain plug. So clean that off. Okay, so after you got that plug out, the next thing they want you to do is remove this number 2 here. This is a screen in the bottom of the engine held in with a 13mm nut. So we'll go ahead and remove that. I'm not going to film this because it's almost impossible to film underneath my engine. So don't ask too much out there, you know. So we're going to do that. And then the next thing is going to be remove the oil screen on the side of the engine over by where we remove that drain plug. So go ahead and remove these oil screens and get them cleaned up. Okay, so the oil screen on the bottom of the engine is contained within this plug, which is easy. So you take this off, spray it with some brake cleaner, get that cleaned up, set that aside. The one on the side of the engine here, so the one here, you pull off this, this cap, which is this here, and then you have to get some pliers or what have you to go ahead and drop your tool in the oil because I didn't fasten it right. So this is interesting. This is the oil screen from the side. Now it's pretty dirty. I'm kind of surprised how much stuff this has on it. This is a good reason to do this service at that 30 miles mark that they tell you. So if you think you want to wait till 500 miles to do your first oil change, I would not recommend doing that. So to clean these oil screens, what I like to do is take brake cleaner and spray from the inside out. The idea is that the stuff is kind of stuck to the outside, so you want to flush it from the inside out. So now I guess like one question would be, why in these damn KTMs do you have 2 oil screens and an oil filter? I think you used to have actually 2 screens and 2 filters. At least now they've reduced it by 1, but on a normal motorcycle, you know, you just change the oil and change the filter and that's it. But no, KTM has to be more hard. I guess that's the price to pay for the high performance. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and stick these back in. So they say use a pin wrench to put this one back in on the side. If you, in the manual, you don't need a pin wrench. Just make sure you're not putting it in all cockeyed sideways. It kind of lines up with something on the other end, and then put the cap back on. You know, don't force anything. Make sure it's lined up. Take your time, and you'll be okay. And then we'll go ahead and put the one for the bottom back in. We'll put the drain bolt back in, the magnetic drain bolt. And then the final thing we're going to do is go ahead and change this oil filter out, and then we'll put it back together, fill it with oil, and we'll be done. Okay, so one thing I just found is that I was looking at my drain bolt and I didn't see the crush washer. The crush washer was stuck to the engine case. One thing that can happen is you put on a new crush washer and you end up having 2, and that can cause a leak. So make sure you locate the original crush washer. Sometimes it falls down on your oil, so just beware of that, but you want to go ahead and put on a new crush washer, you know, if you want to go buy the book. So to remove the oil filter, it's 2 8mm bolts. Pull this out. Make sure you position your drain pan in a position that will provide maximum leakage onto your driveway. Make a huge mess like I always do. Also, don't drop the bolts into the oil, but I usually do anyway. We're literally working under a shade tree, so if this doesn't make me a shade tree mechanic, I don't know what does. Scotty Kilmer's got nothing on me. Okay, see the cover comes off and then it's going to want to dribble more oil, and of course I've got windage. Happening here today, so I'll just have to clean this driveway later. So that'll drool out, so that's great. More mess. And then, you know, clean your cover here, put this aside, kind of wipe this off. It does have a green O-ring on it, so make sure that doesn't come off. I think sometimes the oil filters might come with this O-ring or just something to replace eventually down the line. Just keep that in mind. So to get out the oil filter itself, I'm using this, what do you call this thing? The circlip pliers, which are, I'm missing the piece, that's why it keeps falling off like an idiot. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hold these together, use these, because this oil filter sometimes gets stuck in a little bit, so you can see here, use these to kind of hold onto these inner edges and then pull this out. I'll go ahead now and pull it out by hand. So you can see there's the dirty oil filter. I mean, you know, it looks a little dirty, but hard to tell. So oil filters are like $3-4 each. So I change them with every oil change. I know some people are like, oh, I change my oil filter every other oil change. Well, for like $4, really? Are you gonna not change it? I mean, if you can afford a KTM, you can afford an oil filter. So it's my 2 cents on that. Okay, here's my beautiful new filter. So what we'll do is make sure you see the open end goes inside the engine and this metal side goes out. Make sure that it is the right filter by checking with the old one. Yes. So we'll go ahead, stick this in. Now you can't really see it, but it lines up with something on the other end. So you want to get that lined up and get that pushed in. Okay, there we go. Now we'll go ahead and put make sure it's pushed all the way in, by the way. Didn't have it in, okay. And then you go ahead and put your cap back on. Make sure the O-ring is in place. You'll feel a little bit of pressure from it. Put your screws back in, hopefully not dropping them in the oil pan yet again. Now, you know, you should use a torque wrench for everything if we're being honest, but I cheat sometimes and don't use it. So don't be like me. Be careful. Know what you're tightening down. Don't over torque stuff. These small bolts on these motorcycles, I mean, notice that I'm using a real small little wrench. You don't want to torque these too much. You know, you got to be super careful with stuff. Okay, so that's done. So now we got the oil filter done. We got the drain plugs back in. The screens are clean and bolted back in. So the only thing left to do is grab ourselves a funnel, the new oil, and go ahead and refill it. Okay, so go ahead, pull off your oil filter. I mean, not your oil filter, your oil filler cap. Put that aside. Position your funnel. Oh, I got lucky. This one wants to stay in. That's nice. Make sure your funnel's not dirty from the last time you did this and didn't clean up your tools. Get that. Now, like I said, I don't care what kind of oil you use, but what I will say is that it's supposed to be, per the manual, meeting the specifications of JASO MA2, so that's an oil standard for motorcycles. This one does. You can see this MA2 sticker right here. This happens to be Maxima. Doesn't really matter. I actually tend to use Castrol synthetic, which I buy on Amazon, but this Rocky Mountain had this oil change kit, so I went ahead and got this. Now the 2020 is quoted to take 1.2, let me see what it says in the manual. So they say 1.2 liters or 1.3 quarts. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the oil window here. I'm going to go ahead and pour in about a quart and then see where it looks and keep topping up from there. You don't want to add too much because it's hard to get it out. So I added a quart and it's still, you know, it's about halfway up the window. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more until I get it all the way up in that window. Yeah, so you can see the window here. It's going to take a little oil to fill up the oil filter and stuff like that. So, you know, I like to fill it all the way up. And then once we have the level we think it should be, we'll go ahead and put the cap back on, start the bike, and run it for a few minutes, then check the oil level again and top up if necessary. Okay, that's showing full. I've got the oil full. We're going to go ahead, we've got everything buttoned up. We're going to go ahead and start the bike, let it run for a minute or two, shut it down, check the level, add any if needed, go ahead and put our skid plate back on, clean up the mess in the driveway, and that's about it. So I hope you guys found this useful. We're going to move on to the valve adjustment. If you're in doubt about changing oil at 30 miles like KTM says, just look back at that dirty oil screen I pulled out and look how black my oil is. And you know, I think it's something you should do.